Okay, Earl. So you mentioned about how the Sixers swept the Lakers, but what you forgot to say is we whooped that ass in '80. And you know what? I would not have won in '83 had Bob McAdoo and Norm Nixon got hurt. And you
Oh,
know
I
what?
heard
They
that.
had Moses Malone, who they let headbutt Kareem. He had his head down, headbutting Kareem the whole time out of the way. That's the only reason, Earl,
Hey,
that you got
Coop.
a championship because we would have whipped y'all's ass then too,
Coop,
man.
let me tell you something. You know, if a dog had a square ass and they cement, he shit bricks.
No, but those are some epic battles, man. I remember,
No.
the preparation for you guys because again, what we had to do out west, but just to think of the teams you guys had to go through, Boston,
Mm-hmm.
the Bulls, and then get there, and you guys had
Mm-hmm.
the talent
Well, that
laden
Milwaukee
team.
team back in the day, the Milwaukee Bucks is unfortunate.
Oh
I
yeah.
heard you talk about Bob on one of your shows. I mean, that Milwaukee team, man, I feel bad for them because they had a hell of a team that just never could get past Boston and us to get to the finals. But that team was a great team with Marcus Johnson and Sidney Moncrief and Bob Lanier, Mickey Johnson and Brian Winters and all those guys. They had a hell of a team down there. They never made it.
So Earl, I think you owe me a little debt of gratitude. Just say, Coop, thank you for letting me have a championship ring. Thank you for letting us have a championship.
Hey, I always mess with you about Andrew Toney because me and Andrew was roommates.
Woo!
And the story behind the reason why I always mess with you because he didn't know who you were, right? So we kept talking about, the Lakers got this defensive specialist. So Andrew didn't want to hear nothing about defense. They got a defense specialist. They got a guy don't like. And so Andrew told me he asked me, who's the defense specialist they got? Who? I said Michael Cooper, man. I said, you don't know about Cooper. I said, Cooper, lock your ass up, man. That shit, defense space. He said, you see that? He said, that's the scoreboard. They don't say nothing about no damn defense. I said, all right. So when the game came, we played. I remember it was a television game, and he went out. I think he had 47 points that day on national. Like you said, you didn't get all of them, but you got your share of them. And he came after the game to me, and he said, "Man, what a defensive specialist you was talking about? Where was he at? Was he out there tonight?"
You know what, Earl? I was getting ready to ask you to tell me your favorite NBA story, but you just told it to me. So what? And I'm gonna say something about him, Andrew Toney. I always say Larry Bird was the toughest guy I had to guard. This guy was 1'8". I mean, if Bird was one, this guy was one. People forget about they used to call that dude the Boston Strangler, man, because
Man,
he could not be stopped, man. He gave the late great Dennis Johnson problems too.
he gave everybody problems. And me and Andrew used to ride to the games together. We was roommates on and off the road. We got out the car going into the Spectrum. I said, Andrew, what's your range, man? He said, shit, I just got out the car. I'm in range right now.
Oh
So,
my goodness gracious.